Hello and welcome to the AI revolution. Oh my goodness. I'm so excited about this presentation because we have an AI advantage where we can elevate our side hustles in the service industry to greater heights. It's really very exciting. Now, before you stop and say, I'm leaving. I hate AI. It's going to take my job. It's going to close down my side hustle. Hold your horses. Many times I do these presentations and people say the same thing. They don't like AI. They've read all of the negative things about AI and they just don't like it, right? Well, I'm here to tell you that there's a way for you to get ahead of AI. You're not going to really get ahead of it, but to get out front, right? To position yourself, to leverage the tools that are already available for us so that we don't lose our side hustles, our businesses, or our jobs. You might as well get used to it because AI is not going anywhere. It is not going anywhere. So let's learn to leverage it, right? I asked ChatGPT and I asked Bing AI, is it going to go away? Guess what it said? Both of these AI tools said, Bing said, AI will not go away. It is here to stay and it will evolve. That's what Bing said. ChatGPT said it is highly unlikely that AI would go away. Well, I didn't have to ask AI that. I knew that already. So what are we going to do today? Today we are going to start with a very brief overview because I don't want to make assumptions about what you know, what you don't know. So we'll do just set the context for the entire presentation. And then I am going to show you some tools that you can use to start and grow your businesses. Now, I'm talking more specifically today about service-based business. So those of you who are consultants and trainers, writers and editors, people who have skills that they've converted into services, this is really for you. This is really for you. And I'll tell you the good, the bad, and the ugly about AI because, you know, we need to understand that. And despite all the stuff we've seen in the news, I usually use this analogy. AI is no different than a hammer. You can use a hammer to build a glorious home, or you can take that same hammer and guess what you can do? Bam, bam. You can bash in someone's head. And people have done it. I used to show video from YouTube of people trying to harm each other with hammers. See, AI is a tool. It is not a god. It's not an idol. It's a tool to be used to help us to make a better life and to make, in this instance, better businesses, to save time, effort, and money. The problem with the AI is not the tools, it's the crazy people. The crazy people who will get a hold of it and they'll try to fake their identity and they'll use your voice and they'll clone it without your permission and they will do all kinds of things with it, but it's the evil people. It is not the hammer. Remember that the next time you hear something on TV. Now, we do have to have safeguards. We do have to have safeguards because it can become so powerful that it could very well get out of hand. So there are safeguards that are going to be introduced. Biden had a bill called the AI Bill of Rights, and it doesn't give rights to the AI, it gives rights to us, the humans, right? And so it wants to make sure that we're protected from the unsafe automation. We also want to make sure there's no algorithm discrimination. Who would have thought that was possible? And then also transparency and explaining exactly when you're opting in, what you're opting into pretty much your whole life. That's no different than any other tool you use. Even the social media, when you opt in, you give away your whole life. but we want to make sure that there's a way for them to opt out of any kind of AI tool and that there's some human assistance. So that's what they're talking about right now, but the governments continue to talk. I don't know if you guys heard, but in Italy, they actually banned one of the main tools that we'll talk about in just a moment. But they took a pause so that they could understand it better and make sure that the government was doing its role in keeping people safe, not from the AI, but from the crazy people who are using AI. So let me tell you a little bit about me. I've been around in the service industry for over 25 years. I started my first company, and it was a consulting group. We had such a good run at that consulting group. We had some fabulous clients. I had a number of government-based clients from the World Bank to DC government to State Department. We also had customers who were large organizations like the epilepsy medical group, the Alzheimer's. We had lots of medical organization customers. We also had private industry customers as large as like a Marriott or a Travelers, and as small as companies like JPI and HRI. In addition to that, we had a lot of aging organizations that we helped to create national solutions for. That's what we did. We did the research and then we developed national solutions for them to roll out. Sometimes we went around the country to train people. Now, those of you who know me, you already know what happened. My son was diagnosed with leukemia at age 12. I lost it. I lost it, right? I had to close down that first company. I didn't work for 3.5 years, and I gained like 25, maybe 30 pounds. I became a hospital mom, and honestly, I didn't know what to do with myself. Truthfully, I really didn't, because I didn't want to travel around the country anymore. By that time, traveling wasn't fun. You had to wait in line, take your shoes off, and all of that kind of stuff. So I was like, I don't want to do that anymore, but what else could I do? So I tried a number of side hustles. Some of the things that you guys are excelling in, it didn't work for me. I'm not creative, so I couldn't sell anything on Etsy, but I did try to sell things on Amazon. I tried affiliate marketing. I tried to learn more about internet marketing. I tried a number of things, but you know what? I had to come back to my truth. I had to look back and say, what did all of these customers of yours, what did they love about you and what did you love doing? And I had to come back to writing a book and training from that book. So that's exactly what I did. I created the fourth book, and it put me back in the eye of the public on television programs, radio programs. I won a few awards after that book came out, which was really great because guess what? It raised my thought leadership. And when your thought leadership goes up, if you're in services, your revenue goes up because now you can charge more for what you do and more people are going to come to you. I tell all of you, service providers, you need to have a book that positions you in your industry. We can talk about that at a different time, but books actually do help to build your business when you're offering services and transformations. So now that you know a little bit about me, let's find out a little bit more about AI. Some of you think that AI just happened. No way. It's been here for a long time. In fact, it started back in the 50s. In 1950, there was the first discussion about can a machine learn or can a computer program kind of learn on its own. That was the first discussion way back then. And then in 1955, that term artificial intelligence was used. They call it like a winter for AI. Like it was buzzing, 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 and then all of a sudden everything calmed down, like in the 70s, the 80s, and part of the 90s. But then for some reason it started to pick back up speed. Think about it. Think about it. You iPhone users, Siri has been around since 2011. Now, I don't think Siri is really that cool. She was cool back in the day, but I asked Siri to do all kinds of things for me and it just can't do it. But you know who came right after her was Alexa in 2014. And Alexa, the skills that they've created in Alexa can help me manage my day. Alexa tells me periodically throughout the day, did you drink enough water? Did you forget to exercise? You need to go to bed. Come in here and take a relaxation break. These are things that I need as reminders. Stand up. Don't sit all day. There's a storm coming. These are reminders that I need to manage my life. And so Alexa can do that for me. But nothing, 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 nothing has been as transformative as ChatGPT. I hope you've heard of it, but there is a percentage of people who have not. So let me tell you a little bit about ChatGPT. ChatGPT is a large language model introduced to us by OpenAI. OpenAI is a company, they've been around for a while, but what they did and what I love about them is that they are making this possibility open for you and I. Large companies have been able to use these for quite some time and they've spent a lot of money on it, right? But think about it. Think about Amazon. Amazon has a lot of AI built into its business model. Just even think about when you buy a book, then it's going to keep coming back to you with similar types of books and recommend other books for you to buy. Alexa is going to periodically come on by itself and says, Angela, would you like to buy this book because you read that book? It's a sales machine. That's all AI, right? So when ChatGPT made this thing affordable because it's free, I mean, you can buy tools, right? But the basics is free. Everybody has an opportunity to query these large data sets to get information that you can't really get in Google this way because Google is so worried about advertising dollars that a lot of times you got to scroll down like 7 places or something to get to a non-sponsored piece of information. And people just frankly, I don't even hardly use Google that much anymore because I get tired of looking at all of those ads. So what is ChatGPT? It's a large language model. It's conversational. It's a chat bot. It allows you to ask any kind of questions and it's going to respond to you just like you're having a conversation with a human who's much smarter than any other human because it's drawing on content from all over the internet that has been piling up over time and is drawing from that content to give you a response. So if you don't already have your ChatGPT account, I think most of you guys probably do, but you can go over to chat.openai.com and you can get your ChatGPT account. You can get a free one or you can get a paid one. If you get the paid one, it's going to give you access to the 4th iteration of it, which is like way more powerful than the 3.5. But that is up to you. I would get the free option first, and then I would decide if I'm using it enough, do I want to pay for it? Okay, so what are we going to do from here? First, I want to show you a set of, I call them generators, that my company has produced. and they have ChatGPT built into them, but they're very specific for business builders. You'll see that in just a moment. Now, the reason I'm showing this is twofold. Number one is because this is a new business opportunity. You can get a business opportunity like this yourself, right? Because of this technology and because of the power behind it, there are lots of new opportunities, and you don't have to be a developer. I'm not a developer. I hire developers, right? But half the time I don't even know what they're talking about. I'm learning, but I'm not an expert on this. So I want to show you these tools, but I also want to show you these tools because it will help you build your business bigger, faster, less expensively than you ever thought possible. It's truly amazing. So the first tool I'll show you is our side hustle generator. And with this, you'll be able to try to figure out what do you actually want to do with your skills, your talents, and your expertise. It'll give you some ideas. I'll show you that. And then we're going to go on, I'll show you a couple other generators, and you can actually get these generators for free. If you look at the link up under my photo, go ahead and take a screenshot, because that's a link where you can go over and you can get some of these business generators for free. That's one of my gifts to you. So go ahead and take a screenshot of that. These are so powerful. I can't wait to show you how quickly you can get data and then understanding how you can use it to grow your business. And then also, I want to invite you to schedule an appointment with me if you're interested in incorporating some AI into your business model, or if you want to get some of these generators that I am just about to show you. And I wanted to put this right here in the middle of the presentation because I want to spend the rest of our time going over and looking at the actual tools. So let's go over. Okay, so now I'm going to show you some AI tools that'll be very helpful for you. The first ones I'm going to show you are actually created by my company. Do you believe it? I am the non-techie tech. And if I can figure out how to use AI to produce another stream of income, another segment to my business, you can do the same thing. So not only is it helping me do things quicker, less expensive, but more excellence, I'm actually using these tools for increased revenue. So let's take a look at what I am working on. I think it's going to be helpful to you. So this is our first, we have these series of things, we call them generators. This is our first one. Now, this particular generator is for people who want to figure out what kind of side hustle do they want to do. Now, I have a client and I actually go through an exercise for this training I created for them. And it really tells people to take a 360 view of who they are and then figure out what are all the various options they could consider for a side hustle. Well, with this AI tool that we've created, that's exactly what you could do. So here, a person just puts in their natural talents and abilities, their skills, and then also their passion. And I've already run this, but you would just simply click submit, and it will begin to generate options for you. Here you can see we've got 5 options of what a person with this particular skill set, talents, and passions, what they could do. Landscaping consultant. Now, this person said that they like to paint landscapes. But they said, look, if you like to paint landscapes, you can actually do landscaping consultation, giving expert advice on beautiful outdoor spaces, and maybe they could partner with somebody else. They said, hey, with your public speaking skills, you could offer workshops and seminars and educate and inspire homeowners. And maybe they could combine some of that painting skills with some of their teaching abilities. Also said you could be a artistic workshop facilitator, take that painting skill and teach it to other people. What about television production? Remember, this person had television production in their background from many decades ago. They said, hey, let's pull this forward. You can share your knowledge and provide guidance on creative concept development, production, budgeting, distribution strategies. You can use skill sets from years ago and pull them forward. They could be an online course creator or personal development speaker. This is fabulous. So it gives you some ideas of some of the things that you can do as a service provider with this generator. Now, the next one we're going to take a look at is your customer generator. And here, this is an easy tool to use also. These tools were created so you only have to put a little bit of information in it, and it's going to give you, this is like your marketing plan in a generator. It's going to tell you everything you need to know about your different customer segments. And you can then take this information out of this tool and you can begin to do your marketing. So with this tool, I've already run it. They're talking about the target market is someone 16 to 22 years of age. It's high school staff, university, career center people, and they're going to be selling, speaking, training, and mentoring around the country. So I ran this already for sake of time, and I just want you to see, you've got the demographics on your client avatar, and this is going directly to the students. Their strongest personal desires, their 5 most urgent goals. Listen, these are the things that marketers dream of knowing about their customers so that they can build this kind of information into all of their marketing strategies. It's got the 5 most pressing pain points, and we know that people hire service providers in order to address their pain points. You got the pain points right here. It tells you about their personal values, their education, where organizations they go to get information. And this is the one I really love the most: 5 products that can solve their most pressing problems. Here is gold, okay? Because right here, it is telling you that your particular audience, given your skill set, this is what they will buy from you. Online courses and training programs for career exploration and development, personal coaching, books, educational. This is what they will buy. This is telling you exactly what to sell to that client avatar. It also gives you some information about their buying behavior. Where do they get their information? And look at here, you got a second one that is now targeting the high school and the university career center staff. And you will find here are their most pressing points. They have their own problems as they help the students. And so if you are targeting the staff, then you want to make sure you can address some of their pain points as well as addressing the student pain points. This is gold. And this is the thing I also like. At the end of each one of these generators, you're going to get a potential promotional ad that you could use bits and pieces of. You can adapt it for your needs. And this final generator is what we call the revenue generator. And what this does is based on the size of your team, because we know that research shows that the size of our team should actually correspond with the revenue. So the more people you hire, the more revenue you should make. The type of business you're going to offer, your target market, and your geographic target, you put that into the revenue generator, and it is going to show you companies that are doing what you want to do and give you some idea of how they are doing it. So you can look up this particular company and you'll see these is their price points. This is fabulous. And you've actually got several of these companies that you can look at for your business. I think these are fantastic. And make sure you connect with me, because I did give you in the middle of this presentation a link where you can go and you can sign up and you can get some of these business generators for free. And also you can talk to me if you want to integrate some AI into your business. Now let's go over here to ChatGPT. Now ChatGPT is the thing that started it all, right? And if you don't already have your account, I'm going to recommend that you get your account. You simply go over to OpenAI, chat.openai.com, and you can sign up for your free account. Couple things to know about ChatGPT before we even give an example. It is free. It is free. Let me get a new chat. It is a free tool that you can use. There's also a paid version. The paid version uses a higher version of the language model. It's a higher version. It's also faster. It also is more accurate. There's a 3.5 and there's a 4.0. You need to pay for it in order to get the 4.0 and not get kicked off the service. So every time you are going to be generating content, you want to do a new chat. A chat is just simply like having a conversation about the same subject matter. You don't want to mix up conversations because this is a learning model and it is learning everything that is down in that chat. It's learning more and more as you probe it and as you respond to its responses, the output that it provides. So go over and get that. I also want you to notice that I am using a plugin from AIPRM. This is a plugin that you can get that's going to be very, very helpful to you. There are other extensions. This is an extension, a Chrome extension. There are other plugins, there are other extensions. Just be careful, because we do know that some of the things that we download from the App Store, they're not safe. They're not safe. And we don't find out that they're not safe until one of the developers say, oh, there's some malicious code in this thing. So I'm not guaranteeing you that everything here on AIPRM is totally safe. It goes through a little mild vetting process, and then people will actually vote it up. So look at all of the topics where you already have prompts built in. You don't see the prompts, but they're going to be behind, the prompt box. So everything from copywriting to development to, generating all kinds of beautiful images and marketing and operating productivity, all of this, right? So these are all of the things that you could focus in on. And then the activities. Look at this. Whether you want calls to action, you want to improve something, marketing, positioning, products, script writing, look at all of that. Now, this is interesting. The sort by, I tend to either look at things that get the top usage or the absolute top votes. The reason I look at those is because I feel enough people have already used it that maybe if there's something wrong with it, maybe somebody would catch it, right? Apps get thrown out of the App Store all the time, so don't be surprised by that. And here's the different models. So I'm not sure if you would have this if you don't have the upgrade, but Chat GPT 3.5 is different from 4. And here is where you put your specification in it. So if you want to use one of these prompts, you would simply say, okay, what if we're doing copywriting, and say the activity would be, I'm going to just say marketing, and I'm going to look for the top votes. And what am I actually looking for? Let's say I'm going to look for copywriting a email series. That's what I want to get. I want to get an email series. So I can come down here and say, what exactly do I want it to search for? I want a template for email series about coaching services. I don't know if it'll be that specific, but we can try. This green button right here is when we provide the input to ChatGPT, and it is going to spit out for us the output. So look how fast ChatGPT writes. It really, really writes very, very fast. It's finished. You know, it gave me an email. And here, remember I said it was about my coaching services. I didn't get specific, but basically it's saying, we understand that personal growth and development are key to achieving success in all areas of life. Our experienced team of professional coaches, they can do all of these things. And here's an overview of our coaching services. Now, the more content you provide for this, the better. So this is just making assumptions that you're going to be doing all of this different type of coaching, but you can get more specific and you can say, regenerate my coaching services are, I'm going to say career coaching. Make this the first contact email to persuade them to visit my website. That's your call to action. Visit your website. I guess it would help if I could spell better. And let's see how it modifies since we told it to regenerate. Boost your career with personal coaching. Visit our website right from the top. And then it's going to go through all about our coaching services, what we help you do, networking strategy, career transition, whatever. So this is a tool. You would take this off and you would make it your own. You would edit it. You would make sure any data that's in here is correct. You put your own website. See, the call to action is visit the website. So that is right there at the end of this message. These are for the prompts that are already built in. Now, if you're trying to get ChatGPT to sound like you, this is the process that you could use. Always start a new chat if you're talking about a new subject. So here, this is what I call training your persona. When you are creating your prompts, you can use a three-step method. Usually you tell it what is the persona, what is the style of writing, who is the audience. Then you give it a command, what you want it to do. And after that, you provide any conditions that you want it to be aware of. So let me show you one of this is my persona. It's called Bernadette. Let's go all the way up to the top. So this is what I did. See, my persona is a professional expert persona. So in order to get that, I put into ChatGPT, I say, take on the persona of Bernadette. And then I start describing her. I'm going to tell them exactly what she did. She's been on a news outlet. She's won, alumni award from Miami University, and she's won 5 national awards for her clients, whatever that is. See, that's my persona. My persona is that I'm an expert. And so when it writes any copy for me, I want it to sound like it is an expert. So I just put all of that in, and notice what I put at the very end. Do you understand? Very important. And then it's going to say, sure, I know who Bernadette is. And it regurgitates back to you the understanding of who Bernadette is. Now, the second part to the persona is, how does Bernadette write? Because I wanted to write in my style. She writes in a very clear, friendly, but direct tone. She wants to be relatable, trustworthy, knowledgeable, unapologetic about her faith. At times, she's a little bit comical, but only at times. I don't want it to be humorous, but only when she's sharing insights on her own mistakes. Do you understand? So now they understand who I am, my expertise. Now I want them to get my tone. The way they write, I want them to write like me. So yes, I understand. Here is her writing style. Now, the third piece to this is your target audience. So what I'm asking it is, what exactly are people interested in learning about in Work for Yourself, starting a business that accommodates your lifestyle? So I'm telling them, I'm going to be writing this Amazon book. Here's my target audience. Here it is. So you can provide as much information about your target audience as you want to. You want to make sure it understands your target audience. And yes, it does understand your target audience. This is what I call training ChatGPT to sound like you. This is a really important step, because when it starts writing, you want it to take on your expertise, take on the tone and the style of your writing, and you want it to keep in mind your target audience. So here is where you can now begin to ask your question. So remember, I said we're going to give it the persona. Now we're going to give it a command, and we can give it the conditions. So I might say the command is create a, let me see, a short social media post about my book. And here's the conditions. Make sure it is, I'm going to say, a little fun. How, you can describe whatever you want. Fun, cheeky, and short. Okay, and let's run it. It's in the same chat, so it's going to be able to pull that information about the book from that same chat. And let's see what it gives us. We got to go all the way down to the bottom. So look at this. Exciting news. It has the emojis in it. Tired of office drama, fed up with chasing promotions that never come your way. It's time to break free and become your own boss. I love this. I love the emojis, right? People like emojis that make them feel better. And it even gave me my hashtags. So when we train it so that it is actually going to sound like us, we can get so much out of it. So that's my quick introduction to ChatGPT. Again, if I can help you understand it better, if you want some generators, feel free to connect with me. You'll find me at angelaheath.com/AI. That's www.angelaheath.com/AI. I just want to encourage you. Don't miss out. Forget the hype about how horrible AI is. Use AI for good. Get a new stream of income coming into your business. Work smarter, faster, cheaper than you ever thought possible. But remember this, ChatGPT is a tool. It is a tool. You're going to, as the expert of your service business, you are going to vet everything that comes out. You're going to make sure it sounds like you. And if not, you're going to say, hey, regenerate that. This is Angela Heath with TKC Incorporated. Thank you so much and enjoy the rest of the meeting. Bye.